bottom, put it back on the screen. There it is. Let me just take a look at Marcus real quick. Okay, dope. All right, let's share this motherfucker. Did you see the text? How does that make any sense?
Are we muted? Assume so.
Welcome to the Right On Sports Show. There are many sports shows out there, but this one is Right On. Four guys giving each other hell about sports and their sometimes questionable choice of teams. Featuring the head of the table, Kyle Wright, the king of shit takes, Marcus Wisner, the show's resident asshole, Nick Gurley, and finally, doing all the dirty work, the show bitch himself, Drew Gorman. How these guys all get along, we may never know. But let's try to find out. Let's get started.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Right On Sports Show. It is a beautiful Sunday morning here in Panama City Beach. I am Kyle Wright, and I've got a great group of guys here with me, as always. Mr. Marcus Wisner, Drew Gorman, and special guest host RJ Jackson.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Welcome to the show, man.
What's up?
What's up, Marcus?
What's up, man? Hey, what's up? Hey, real quick, what did you guys do to my camera over there after I did all that work?
After you did all that, what's going on with it? What's wrong with it?
Well, just take a peek over there, boys. One of y'all take a peek over there. In the meantime, RJ, welcome to have you guys on here and have you here on the show, man. Not really digging the whole Patriots hoodie.
Put it back
on
up.
NFL Sunday. On NFL Sunday there.
What's going on with it? What's up with it, Marcus? What's wrong?
It looks like it's really small. That's what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ. All right, you guys take over for a second. I'm going to go hop on the computer and fix Marcus. Damn it. Somebody else talk, goddammit.
What's up?
After I did all that work, man. What's going on, guys? Yeah, obviously today we got a couple topics here for you. One of the first ones I want to talk about, obviously, while Kyle's doing all that, man. For those obviously who don't know, haven't paid attention, RJ is our newest member of the Right On Network squad. RJ, if you want to give everybody a couple minutes and tell everybody about yourself.
I mean, I'm RJ. I really enjoy sports. I don't really I'm just a young kid, just kind of navigating around this media space, just trying to figure it out. But I really enjoy sports, and I enjoy
absolutely.
You did get a shout out from Chef Chris on the YouTube saying RJ looking good, bro.
That is the GOAT right there. That is easily the best person in the world.
So how did you get hooked up to all this craziness, man? How did you get sucked into the Right On Network?
Old Chef Chris. He was like, "Yo, I got a guy for you to meet," and then that's how I met Kyle and Drew and all them.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Hey, we're definitely glad to have you part of the team, man. As you know, it's a lot of moving pieces, and you have to deal with us. So that's kind of I don't know what you think about all that, but
dang, RJ getting all the love in the YouTube right now. Got Pat M saying, "Let's rock, RJ, killing it, bro."
Appreciate you, Pat. Shout out, Pat.
But so yeah, guys. I said today we got a couple different discussions. The first one we're going to talk about, we got college, as far as college football, we're going to mainly focus on the upsets because there was a lot of upsets yesterday, a lot more than what you would normally see in college football. Usually you might get one, and that might be the kind of topic or discussion as far as are they going to make the college football playoff kind of thing. But yesterday, man, there's a lot. I mean, where do I start? I mean, Texas A&M was in Arkansas. That was an upset.
Arkansas is good, but I don't know if I'd consider that an upset over a backup quarterback-led team in Texas A&M. I think they were ranked. I think they were ranked that high just based solely off of how they ended last year and Jimbo Fisher alone.
But you got to think, man. Texas A&M is the 7th-ranked team in the country, regardless of who's starting behind center and who's doing it. They were still considered the 7th best team in college football according to the committee. Okay. And Arkansas, I mean, 3 weeks ago, if people would have been yelling at Arkansas saying "Suey," I mean, people are like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And here they are. They whooped up on Texas. They beat Texas A&M. Now they look like one of the top teams in the SEC. They probably look like the fourth best team in SEC, obviously behind Bama, Georgia, and Florida. I mean, any disagreements on that?
No, I completely agree.
No, as an LSU fan, it definitely makes me wary of our late season matchup with them. But hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Absolutely. Drew, you want to point out any?
Where do we put Ole Miss on that list?
Oh, that's gonna. Hey, that time will tell, man. Because here, I believe it's next week or the following week. I believe it's the following week. Ole Miss plays Alabama.
Yeah,
so we'll see how they do. Oh, okay, yeah. So we'll see how they do, man. Because the thing is that if Ole Miss gets blown out by Alabama, then there's obviously that whole who's better between Arkansas and Ole Miss. Because I think after this week, especially with all the upsets that happened, Arkansas and Ole Miss could be in the top 10. We could have 5 teams from the SEC in the top 10. Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Arkansas, Ole Miss.
Can I just say that this year, with all the upsets in both college football and NFL, it's just you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
There is more parity this year with Clemson losing, with Alabama almost losing to Florida. I know that was a great game, but no one really expected that. Then you look at the Ohio States. Like, what's going on with them? So it's just crazy how many different teams have a shot at finishing in the top 4. I was on the fence about the 12-team playoff, but it definitely makes me excited for years to come for how that's going to turn out. Because if it's going to stay on this parity-ridden league, it's going to be interesting. Something I did want to touch on was Notre Dame.
Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. I didn't want to sneeze on mic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
You good? Please don't do anything to edit the screen anymore. I don't know if you're responsible for that or not. You're probably not, but I just have to have somebody to blame. And I don't
it wasn't me.
I hate this life. We need a producer.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Kyle, while you were being the immediate hands-on kind of guy, we're talking about some of the getting into the intro discussions of the college football upsets, and we were mentioning the Arkansas over A&M upset, which I consider as an upset just because of they're ranked 16th, Texas A&M is ranked 7th. Drew says it's not really an upset based off of A&M playing with a second-string quarterback. But I was trying to tell him that based off of the upsets so far, you might see the SEC have 5 teams in the top 10, with Bama, Georgia, Florida, Ole Miss, and now Arkansas.
Let's play the 30 for 30 game, and we just say, what if I told you that both of those teams were severely overrated going into that game? And it showed. It was not a great defensive battle. It was a terrible offensive battle. A&M rolls that game with their starting quarterback, by the way. When I say roll, I mean probably 27-10, something like that. Both of those teams are overrated, and I'm tired of doing this every year with the SEC. Arkansas, somebody look at me right now. Somebody look at me. Marcus, I know you can't look at me in the eye, but somebody look at Kyle Wright and tell me that Arkansas is a top 10 team in college football.
With
Arkansas, top 10 team in the college football.
With KJ...
Without being a smartass.
With their starting quarterback, with what's his last name?
Don't even think about saying it because you know it's not true. Arkansas.
I'd rather have Arkansas over Notre Dame.
Exactly.
Notre Dame would smoke Arkansas.
I'll take that. Hey, I'll agree with you, RJ. Even though you're wearing a Patriots apparel on,
Notre Dame would smoke Arkansas.
I don't know, man.
100%. Watch what happens. We do this every year because what's happening right now is you guys are being brainwashed by the SEC media lovers, by the gobblers of the SEC. I know you're an SEC fan because you don't get it, so you don't get an opinion on this.
Talk about we do this shit every year. Look at Notre Dame. They've been in the playoff for the past 6 years in a row and get blown out in the first round.
But you're not letting me finish. We do this every year with these little teams in the SEC. Look at Auburn. Auburn was ranked, number 12 last week?
Georgia State, baby.
And you know why they do it? They do it so that when Georgia beats the shit out of Arkansas, or whoever's going to play Arkansas, I think Arkansas's in the Alabama's going to play Arkansas. Alabama's going to beat the shit out of Arkansas. What does that do for Alabama? They're going to be like, oh, they just smoked Arkansas. Arkansas sucks. And they will get rolled by whoever else they play. I'm like, come on, man. Nobody can look at me and tell me that Arkansas is actually a top 10 team in college football.
We'll find out this next week. Arkansas plays Georgia.
All these teams that upset, do you still consider them like a top 15 team at least? I'm just throwing it out there.
Top 15, but there's still no way I put them over Clemson. There's no way. I don't put them over NC State.
2-loss Clemson?
No, I don't put them over Clemson. Absolutely not. No, Clemson would still beat Arkansas.
I might put them slightly over Clemson just because Clemson looks awful. Like, it doesn't look like anything that
they don't look good.
Clemson has produced ever. Like, literally, this is probably the worst as far as I don't want to go obviously the whole conference, but the ACC overall,
Beauty.
This is probably the worst year for ACC I've ever seen.
What are their
Honestly,
hopes?
it's awful.
What's the ACC's hopes down to? Like Wake Forest and
Boston
and
College.
Boston College.
Boston
and
College
NC
looks
State?
pretty good.
Yeah, but it's just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
dude,
Boston
there's no-
College beat up on SEC Mizzou.
Who was Arkansas beat? Mizzou.
Texas A&M and
Texas A&M 's
now
That's it. Texas. Oh my God. Oh, Texas. Texas.
We're
yeah,
back.
because they've been
We're
traditionally great over the last 10 years, right?
now I will throw this hypothetical because technically this could happen next week, any given Saturday. If Arkansas does somehow beat Georgia next week, do you consider them a serious contender?
I will consider them a top 10 team then.
Really?
And then I mean we can argue about top 5 from there.
They'd
Okay.
have to be
okay.
top 5 at that point. It's the best.
Yeah,
defense
I
in
mean
the
they
country.
would be top
Yeah.
5, but will I think they're top 5? I don't know because I don't know if I think Georgia's that great.
Look, I just wanted that'd be crazy to see like our random team named Arkansas go to the college football playoff. I think it'd be kind of crazy.
By the way, the
Just to
Stream Deck's obsolete today because if I click anything else, fantasy, there's no Marcus. I can click Drew.
Oh,
I can
man.
click me and RJ. There's no Marcus there.
Sorry,
So-
guys.
Well-
I have to be the difficult one that lives 6 hours away. I apologize.
Well, we got a shout out from Zach Lesnar saying shout out to the ACC for being the worst conference.
I
It is-
think
it is really bad.
it's definitely the worst Power 5, and there's probably a couple G5s that are better than the ACC this year.
Yeah.
The AAC
So-
is definitely better than the ACC this year.
Yeah.
So another one I want to bring up, we brought up obviously because of the ACC, is Clemson. Clemson, I mean, they got upset by NC State. Like, what's going on with Clemson? Like, I saw a little meme. It's kind of funny. I wish I would have shared with you guys. It was Dabo Swinney sprinting onto the field. It says Dabo running away from Clemson University. Yeah.
Is this where we start the Dabo to USC talk?
You know, this is almost, if you think about it, this is almost reminiscent of the Florida State Jimbo Fisher situation. And and the only reason I compare it to that is because it started with a blowout. Because there's no doubt that Florida State's downside started when they got killed by Lamar Jackson at Louisville 63-20. That's when
Right.
the Florida State downslide really started. And then the next year they went 6-6 with Jimbo, and he left to Texas A&M. So I'm wondering if they got smoked by Ohio State in the college football playoff, or was it Alabama? No, they played Ohio State first, right?
Ohio State.
So Ohio State
Ohio
smoked
State.
them in the college football playoff,
Right.
and now they turn around and they're 2-2 right now, 3-2, 2-2.
Yeah.
2-2.
I don't think they didn't have 2 losses during the Trevor Lawrence era.
No.
No,
They didn't.
And
They
now-
didn't lose in during the Trevor Lawrence era. They didn't lose in the regular season.
yeah, he just took his first ever regular season L 2 weeks ago in the NFL.
That is nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just like, oh my goodness. So I mean, again, obviously another team that everybody loves to bring up with Dabo is Alabama, just because I mean, literally when they redid his contract negotiations, there is an Alabama contract clause that says if they were to pursue him, they have to pay this X amount, which is like I think it was like 220% more than all the other teams as far as a payout to Clemson, because there were so many rumors swirling around it. I mean, hey, Nick Saban's he may have 3-4 more years. Saban might have that. He might have a couple more years. After winning 13 consecutive national championships, he might just say, you know what, the hell with it. I don't want to do this anymore.
This
And-
might be
He's gonna have heart problems. Urban Meyer, heart problems.
this might be an irrelevant question because Texas A&M Florida State situation once again. But RJ, would USC be considered in today's day and age, take history into consideration, but also consider what we're doing today? Is USC a prestigious enough program for Dabo Swinney to leave Clemson? Because I've got that rattling in my head.
I don't think Dabo. Well, first of all, I don't think Dabo wants to go across the country. I don't think Dabo's the way he runs his program is gonna work on the West Coast. It's not gonna resonate with those type of kids. It's a whole Southern move over there.
Right.
So I don't think he'll take that USC job at all. If he goes anywhere, he'll go to Alabama at some point. But Saban's not going anywhere. So
Does Saban win one more national championship this year, and then just it's not fun anymore? I'm retiring, and then Dabo goes to Alabama. I mean, listen, I understand it's Clemson, though. Clemson still has a top 5 recruiting class coming in. So maybe it's irrelevant.
So in the chats, we've got Timmy McNulty saying, shout out to the Worlds co-ed team, still in Worlds, WSL at Frank Brown. First championship Sunday, let's go. Then we've got Zach saying Dabo to Miami, and USC is a dead program.
Miami.
And then
congratulations on the upset over Central Carolina or whoever it was.
And he also said he just said Mario Cristobal will be the next coach at Alabama. And then shout out to our overseas boy Nick Gurley saying let RJ talk more.
Oh man, I honestly think that if there's any other destination that Dabo Swinney goes to other than Alabama, it'll be Jacksonville Jaguars. Honestly, I mean, he could go to a team that probably could beat Jacksonville Jaguars in Alabama, or he can go to the Jacksonville Jaguars and have his protege with him the entire time, and Trevor Lawrence. Because obviously Urban Meyer is not cutting it right now.
Well, we got another shout out from Chef Chris saying USC is better, but it ain't a Dabo school. Agreeing with RJ there.
Yeah, there's just no way that type of energy goes over there.
The Pac-12 itself is just kind of a snooze fest. Honestly,
different vibe.
Yeah, plus the thing is there's plus all the talks about them combining with the Big 12. I think once you start to get more viewership and recognition, plus you got to think too, a lot of the college football fans are, I say, more of the viewership, Central and East Coast. The Pac-12, those games will start till midnight for some people.
Yep.
Like it's like, okay, hey, tuning in is USC and Oregon at 1:30 a.m. Eastern time. Yep, I'm asleep. Thanks, guys, appreciate it.
That's what kills the Pac-12. Like if they would play earlier games, they would easily have like a bigger share. But them playing so late kills everything. Because Oregon's a great program, but nobody knows because they play at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, you guys, I mean, most of you guys understand this. I mean, I don't. Oh, actually, not most of you, but Drew or Marcus, I know you'll understand this. It's when you gotta when the kids wake you up early on Saturday and you got to do your yard work and you got to run around chasing your kids all day. It is very hard to stay up for that Pac-12 game at 9 o'clock.
I'm usually up till like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Okay, well, never mind. I forgot you're.
My kids personally get up. My daughter gets up at 9:30 in the morning. So
I forget
I'm
Marcus
kind
is a vampire.
Yeah, I only require like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. So thank you.
That's why you're so ugly, bro. You gotta get some sleep, bro.
That's all I need, man. Is 4 or 5 hours.
So Bo brings up a good question.
Okay.
He says Dabo to Bama or the NFL.
Yep. We just talked about that. I miss Nick because he would grill you for that.
Grill me.
He would absolutely. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna let it build up.
Zach also says BYU is a better program than USC.
Okay, well that's ignorant.
That's ignorant.
Okay.
Well, I mean, in recent memory, yeah.
I mean, in recent memory, maybe, but I mean, if you got the chance. Who's gonna be able to pay you more?
Obviously, USC can pay you more.
To me, it's the Notre Dame effect because they're in their own conference. You've got to. They literally pick and choose who they want to play each and every year. They don't have any you gotta to have some credibility. You gotta play in a conference. To me,
does the Pac-12 have as much credibility as an independent schedule at this point in life?
Right.
That's. I don't know.
So a couple more upsets, guys. Iowa State losing to Baylor.
Don't care.
Don't care? Okay.
Brock Purdy sucks. Iowa State's in shambles. I'm glad we didn't hire Matt Campbell. Not that it could be any worse for Florida State, but
another upset. Upset. I mean, the other 25th ranked team in the country, but still considered upset. Oklahoma State beating Kansas State.
Yeah, I actually picked that one. I kind of figured OK State. They were at home for that game, so.
Now we had a couple close upsets. Oklahoma beating West Virginia by 3.
Oklahoma. How many times are they going to get lucky like that? One by one. Also, Spencer Rattler is not a Heisman candidate. There's a good question.
They were booing that man last night.
Yeah, they were booing him. He's awful.
Bad. There's a good question. Here's a good question. Let's mix this up a little bit because this is getting a little dry for me. Are there any Heisman candidates out there?
I like now. This is just me. I like as far as I mean, Bryce Young is probably going to be the guy that's going to lead it, right? I mean,
Well, as he should be.
He's
That would
the
be
default.
Yeah.
that would be my favorite right now.
Yeah.
right. Now, if I'm going to take any outside pick, honestly, I like someone to kind of not be, like Bryce Young. I like Kenneth Walker, the running back from Michigan State.
He's good.
He's
real good.
doing very good football. He's playing very good football. Probably the reason why Michigan State is ranked 20th. He'll probably be ranked 17th next week, 16th. But he's playing very good ball, and running backs just don't get appreciated as much anymore. Even with a Heisman Trophy award, like it just hasn't. I think was the last running back to win it was Derrick Henry. 4 years ago?
So
5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that.
So I just looked up the Heisman odds right now, and you
Okay.
will never guess who is number one.
I swear to God, if you say, is it a quarterback?
It is a quarterback,
Is it Spencer Rattler?
Matt Corral from Ole Miss.
Okay, well that's actually
Yeah.
that's not bad.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Zach Lesnar just put in there right before I looked it up. He said Matt Corral will be one after next week because they play Bama. It's going to be interesting.
Wow.
This could be
That's actually kind of surprising.
Yeah.
You
Right,
know,
right after him is Bryce Young, and then it's JT Daniels.
for Alabama. Ole Miss is that team that always gives them that fit.
I
Is
love
it
too. It's
at
gonna be
Alabama
great.
or is it at Ole Miss?
That is where I come in.
That's where you.
Hey,
come
all
in.
it takes is for Alabama to have 2 losses, and the Alabama fan base and the boosters, they're going to make sure Nick Saban retires because he'll be just washing downhill.
It is in
Just kidding.
T-Town.
Tuscaloosa. What time is it?
Looks
Probably gonna
like,
be like a
Saturday,
free
2:30.
2:30.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep, absolutely.
That'll be a good game. Very good game. All right, so let's move on from college football here. I can't switch to the fantasy screen because I don't know what happened, but there it is, guys. There it is. That was
Yeah,
supposed to be the
sorry
fantasy
about that.
screen.
I don't know what
understand.
happened.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what happened. I wish we had a person that could run that thing every Sunday from in here. So
Yeah.
RJ
so
Steve
for
Value on a
starters, what we
microphone.
do. I want to sincerely apologize from the week 2 picks that I gave out to both RJ and Nick. That was totally my bad. Yeah, absolute duds. Telling RJ Jarvis Landry over Julio, then Jarvis Landry got hurt in the second play of the game, is now on the IR. Yeah, thank you for that. Good job, Marcus. Way to go.
Yeah.
Secondly, telling
Sorry, bud.
Secondly, telling Nick Gurley to start Antonio Brown over Rob Gronkowski and Courtland Sutton. Dud. Okay, absolutely great job. So from now on, basically, if I give any fantasy football advice, do the opposite, and you might succeed in fantasy football.
Yeah,
I just figured that out.
I'm in 2 leagues with these guys, RJ, Marcus, and Drew, and their combined 8 matchups, they have 2 wins.
Now,
One of
be
them's over
fair-
me. Good job, Marcus. It's because
Yeah,
my team scored 81 points last week in our league.
Yeah, we both had some.
That's
We
tough.
both did pretty bad. It was not that good on that one. But we do play each other this week in our Right On Network League. So maybe
Yeah.
I'll probably be 0-3 in that one. And then hey, you can only go uphill from there, right?
I mean, listen, I don't think I have a good team in anything. And then, of course, I lost Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's out today. I know we're going to get into the injuries here in a minute because that list is exponentially large. But all right, I have fantasy questions for you guys. I know everybody else wants to hear about fantasy football because I was told last week that we got to get into this a little earlier in the show.
Okay.
Fantasy talk.
All right. Let's hear it.
So right now I'm struggling.
Okay.
I have decided to bench Clyde Edwards-Hilaire.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's been garbage. I mean, he wasn't really that good in college. He was part of that just ridiculous team. And since he's been in the NFL, he's been a little overhyped, and he's still projected 14 points this week.
Uh-huh.
So I slid James Robinson from the flex into my second running back position, and now I'm trying to figure out where I should go on my flex.
Okay.
Now, I've got Gaskin playing against the Raiders, which is a 5-star matchup for him. Tua's out, but Brissett, I feel like I trust a little more to find the running back out of the backfield.
Okay.
Not that Miami's going to score at all. Like, maybe not even – I'm thinking about dropping my kicker, who's Miami's kicker, like, because I don't know if they're going to score at all. But does that PPR standpoint give me a good chance with Gaskin? So my question is, I have Marvin Jones in there right now against Arizona. Do I start Marvin Jones against Arizona? Myles Gaskin against the Raiders?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I feel like
remember that Marvin Jones will give me 2 Jags, but Arizona's defense is very suspect.
but you can't sleep on the Raiders defense either.
Right.
I mean, the Raiders have been playing really well. They upset Pittsburgh last week.
Suspect is a bad word.
Yeah, I just don't know what Jacoby Brissett's going to do. Because last week Brissett came into kind of a dumpster fire situation. Basically, was like, hey, just get this game over with. But then Miami didn't score anything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what route Miami's game plan is going to take, if they're going to get Gaskin involved, or because I know that Brissett has a better arm than Tua does. So I don't know if they're just going to air it out to
Tua.
What's that?
I have a better arm than Tua.
Well, that's a fair point. But I don't know if they're going to air it out, because Brissett probably has one of the strongest arms in the NFL. I'd say one of them. I mean, he can't sling the ball, so they might do a lot of.
I definitely expect them to throw the ball deep with Will Fuller back in the lineup.
This will be his first week with him.
This will be his first week.
Yeah.
RJ,
what would you do?
I don't trust Arizona at all. Like, I feel like that pass rush is gonna run through Jacksonville. Like, I feel really bad for Trevor today.
Oh yeah.
Because if Taylor Lewan got embarrassed like that, and he's an All-Pro.
Yeah,
man from Publix is not gonna stop.
Man from Publix.
Chandler Jones.
So you're saying maybe don't start 2 Jags?
I wouldn't start Marvin Jones Jr. because I'm starting to regret this decision the more that I think about it.
What'd you do?
So I think I'm gonna go with Miles Sanders against the Cowboys.
Oh, you're gonna start Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
So should I start Myles Gaskin?
Yeah, I get down with that. I feel like
Who else do you have? Okay, I guess other question. What other choices do you have?
Well, since my team's a D+, not very many, but keep that in mind. I have Clyde Edwards-Hilaire on the bench. I think that he's going to stay there until he can prove to me that he's an NFL running back. I've got Jamal Williams against Baltimore. Robbie Anderson already shit the bed this week, but he's on the bench. I'm glad I kept him there.
Okay.
Laviska Shenault or Latavius Murray?
Gaskin.
Yeah.
I'll probably go Gaskin.
All right. Well, I'm going to slide him in. And when my team scores 82 points, but maybe I left that extra little bit on the bench and I could have scored 90, I'm coming at you guys.
Hey, at least we had RJ on our side this week.
That's the issue. I don't know if I want to listen to y'all
again. Yeah, dude.
We record our.
There are times I don't even know if I want to listen to myself.
When we record our segment and then I post it and I listen on the episode, I'm like, I don't even want to take my own advice. Like, what? Why would I do that?
As soon as
it's funny because the part that sucks is when we record our episode, we do it before Thursday Night Football, and Drew and I were big. We said start every Carolina Panther you have, and here goes CMC.
Oh, here it goes. Here goes Kyle. I'm gonna throw. What is this? This is me throwing. What am I throwing? I'm throwing shade. There's your point, right? Like there's your motivation if you want to be part of the Right On Network and you want to be talent on here. Between Marcus and Drew on Fantasy Football MD and between Nick Gurley on Nerd Culture Undisputed, it's proof, guys, you don't have to know what the hell you're talking about as long as you're good on a microphone.
Fantasy,
come on out, baby.
Fantasy. I told this to Marcus on Wednesday. Fantasy this year is so much more of a crapshoot, it seems, than it has been in years past.
Last year was the hardest year ever.
Oh, yeah.
This year is definitely the second hardest.
But it's like, what crazy, in the world is happening?
It's honestly weird because, obviously we have a few people. If you guys want to send us some of your start situations questions, but I got presented with a trade, dude, that I felt was necessary in one of my leagues. It was a big league of mine. Where I ended up getting Alvin Kamara, but I did have to get rid of my wide receiver one. It was a very tough choice, very, very, very tough choice. But because of my wide receiver depth, I decided to do it because my running backs were kind of done for, just absolutely done for.
Right.
And
well, what was the trade? Are you going to tell us?
I gave up Tyreek Hill and got Alvin Kamara.
I don't like that necessarily. Was there anything else, or was that 1-for-1? Because I'm kind of scared about Kamara right now.
It was a 1-for-1. The reason why I did it is because going in today, my running backs are it's bad. It's red flag bad. Like, I don't know. Like, I have Tyson Williams, Alvin Kamara, Javonte Williams, Darrell Henderson, and then now once they officially announce Cook's not playing, I'm gonna start Alexander Madison. But it's bad. I originally had drafted Gus Edwards late, so I was like, okay, the Gus bus is gonna be my at least running back 1 or 2, and here we go. And then that didn't work, and I was like, all right. I figured that at some point, by having the 3-headed monster of Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, and Terry McLaurin, somebody was going to offer me a good running back, and because of how thin they're getting, Alvin Kamara is still a top 5 start every single week, regardless of it all depends on how famous Jameis Winston does over there.
Yeah, I'm pretty actually worried about Alvin Kamara right now and his fantasy value because, I mean, honestly, he's been projected 22 points every week, and he had a decent week 1, but it was only 18 points in a regular PPR league. Last week, shits the bed with 7. That's not what I want out of my second overall pick, man. Not 18 either. I want at least 20 points out of my second overall pick right now. Well, and, don't get me wrong, my second overall pick would have been Dalvin Cook. So I guess it's kind of working out for the better out of those two, but damn. If you're picking somebody who put up 18 and then put up a dud against Carolina, which I believe Carolina's ranked the number 1 defense in the NFL right now. So it's not really like a terrible segment, but at the same time, picking Alvin Kamara, who's healthy, over Dalvin Cook, who right now is not healthy. Right.
I mean, you're going to get a guy who's going to play 17 games.
Right.
Dalvin Cook might play 12. 13. So
and I don't think this is the week they get it back on track.
You do?
I don't.
For who?
The Saints. I don't think they're getting back.
Oh no, they play they play New England this week. Right?
To me, the terrible start from Kamara. I wouldn't say terrible, but the bad start, the slow start from him.
Slow start's the best. Well,
can be contributed to a new quarterback, Jameis Winston being in there, because
but I thought he was God. 2 weeks ago, he was God. What happened?
Just let me finish.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Let the homer defend his quarterback.
you get a new quarterback in there. It's a new scheme, new style. They're actually opening the pass up more. They're not as much turn around, hand the ball off, and they're still trying to figure things out. As great of a mind as Sean Payton is, as great of a player as Alvin Kamara is, as great of an arm Jameis Winston has, they're still trying to figure things out. They're still trying to put things together, and
let me tell you,
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Let me tell you why that excuse does not work for me.
Okay,
because this is not Jameis Winston's first year in a Saints uniform.
Hey, thank you.
Valid.
I was going to say the same thing, bro.
Valid.
I was going to say the same thing.
That excuse that's the reason that doesn't work for me. And I don't mean any disrespect by that, but the dude was there last year. I love Jameis Winston. But everybody knows I'm a Florida State fan. Right. So of course I want to see Jabu do good. But bro, he looked like garbage last week. And he really wasn't that great in week 1. He just was handed excellent field position the whole game.
I think a lot of how shitty he looked last week was on that offensive line. They just got
new head coach. Sean Payton's only been there for 15 years, so I understand.
Hey, that offensive line got manhandled.
They did.
And there was nothing we could do about it.
Yeah.
Except tell that offensive line nut up or shut up. Like,
I got to give you hell on it.
Hey,
RJ,
I'm here for it.
You got any fantasy questions for us, man? I mean, just like I said, just do the opposite of what we say, and you'll do very well.
Tread lightly, my guy.
Yeah, tread lightly. You got any questions, man?
I don't know if I want to keep rocking with Saquon.
That was a hot topic on our episode. Obviously, if you guys have listened to our episode, make sure you go on Spotify and type in Fantasy Football MD. Just follow the Facebook page, follow the Right On Network page, obviously, and keep it's up. Episodes are every Thursday. So, but anyways, Saquon, big thing, man. Big topic about that. And I've had some people ask me this too, like off the air as far as some friends go, and they say, what what would you do with Saquon? And Drew and I had this conversation as far as Saquon. I'm going to tell you right now, RJ, if Saquon does not put up 15 plus this week against the terrible Atlanta Falcons, his value will never be matched of what you've got him for. It's like having a $50,000 vehicle and knowing that your trade value is going to be 18 grand.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be good. So I sent a trade to Drew for Saquon. Now, mind you, it's not a running back one for running back one or anything like that. It's I did 2 running backs for Saquon.
Red flag.
Yeah, it was Damian Williams and Clyde Hilaire for Saquon. Now, mind you, it doesn't look good on paper, but if Saquon doesn't put up 15 against the Falcons, those 2 will automatically be better than Saquon will be the rest of the season, 100%. And I don't know if it's the fact of his health. I don't know if it's the fact that Jason Garrett's the offensive coordinator for the Giants. I don't know if it's the fact that the offensive line is probably the worst in the NFL. Honestly, I don't know. But to be that good of a caliber of a player and put up duds week in and week out, it's kind of worrisome for people, honestly.
Yeah, especially when you spend a top 5 pick on him.
Yeah, and if you sit him, he'll probably go get 20 plus. He'll probably rush for 130 yards, have 2 touchdowns, have a receiving touchdown. Like, he'll be pissed about it. He'll be punching the air. But if you start him, you might get 6 points.
All right, so this is I kind of hope Saquon shits to bed this week. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm hoping his trade value will go down and the Dolphins can get him this year, because I still don't trust Gaskin as an RB1. But let's get into some other. Oh goodness. Okay, we're good. I can't move this mic apparently. All right, so let's get into some other stuff. RJ, were you able to tally up last week's picks, or did we not get into that?
I didn't get all of them done.
Okay. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it after the show. So we don't have a scoreboard right now, but Nick, you're gonna have to I think you're still watching. By the way, have fun in Germany. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have seen Nick's Facebook page, but his wife tagged him, and their room view in Frankfurt, Germany is beautiful.
It is.
It's gorgeous. It's awesome. So have fun over there, but I need you to text me your picks for today.
Good.
Let's get into it, RJ. Let's do it here. You going to read off these games one by one?
Yeah, I got you.
And we'll make some picks?
Yeah, so we got the first game. We got Washington versus the Bills.
The football team versus the Bills. This game is definitely a lot more interesting than it would have been in week 1, because, you got Fitzpatrick slinging the gun. It's good. But now you got Taylor Heineke. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, give me the Bills.
Washington.
Okay.
I like Heineke. Which, did you guys see that he signed a deal with Bud Light instead of Heineken?
What a guy.
Really?
What a guy.
He throws 2 picks because of that today.
Oh, what's your pick?
I'm taking the Bills. Josh Allen ain't put together a good performance yet, so he's gonna show something against that Washington defense today, I feel like.
Okay.
Fair enough. What we got next?
We got the Bears and the Browns.
Bears and Browns. This will be a fun game, actually. Justin Fields making his first start today. Browns by 2 scores.
That's a tough defense to go against for your first start.
Yeah, it is. But I definitely Cleveland by 2 starts. I don't get the Justin Fields hype. Will take a little bit of a step down today.
Odell Beckham coming back too, finally?
Yep, finally.
Let's go. Hey, no big deal, though. Nick Chubb's going to get 3 touchdowns today. Cleveland.
Okay.
Cleveland.
What you got over there, my guy?
I'm going with the Bears.
Going with the Bears?
Okay.
Justin's got to prove something.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they win this game.
But you don't.
This is the game they could win.
It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't see it.
Because I don't.
I'm kind of
OBJ
thinking about
is gonna
taking
go
the. I'm
crazy.
kind of thinking about taking the Bears, because if the Bears win, Andy Dalton is not starting the rest of the season.
Andy's done.
I didn't
done.
think Andy Dalton's been that bad this year. But they
He
just
hasn't,
need,
but Justin Fields is better, and you can't run a program off a promise.
and you also need
QB1.
you got to have somebody that can get out of the pocket in today's game.
Especially with that offensive line.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, what you got next?
So, Marcus, you taking the Bears?
No, I'm still gonna take the Browns, man.
Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah.
We got Ravens Lions.
Ravens Lions. Damn, what a
Dude,
snore
not-
fest for a really good team. Actually, the Lions have been
Clean sweep.
decent right now. I think the Lions get their first win of the season today. I'm going to take the Lions in the upset.
Is Lamar Jackson playing today? I heard that he may not play today.
He's going to play.
Okay, I figured he was going to play. No, give me Baltimore, man. Detroit sucks.
I stuck with them last week. They pulled it out for me. Let's go Ravens.
Man, it would be a monumental upset if I picked that correctly.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You stuck it out against the number 1 offense, and they won by 1 point. Good job, Drew.
Well, Lamar is questionable with an illness. So
An illness.
That's all it says.
Uh-oh.
He literally he was out of practice because he celebrated by flipping into the end zone. Now it's an illness. What happened with that?
It sounds better than I hurt my hip doing a front flip.
We still beat the Chiefs.
when people flex in the NFL, when people literally flex in the NFL nowadays, it's a 15-yard taunting penalty, but Lamar can flip in the end zone.
That's Lamar.
Imagine.
Don't hurt your brand.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Exactly. That's one of the faces.
Big trust.
We love you, Lamar.
Big try.
We got Colts and Titans.
Colts, what was your pick? What was your pick? I'm sorry. I imagine you're picking Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking Baltimore. The Lions are terrible. Jared Goff looks like Jared Goff per usual, and that defense is Detroit.
What's Jared Goff per usual? He looks good.
Yeah, he looks great, but then, like, it's Jared Goff per usual. I'm going to look great, but we still going to suck.
Yeah. Except he doesn't have the defense that he had in L.A. now.
Still gonna suck.
We still going to suck. That's fair. That's fair. All right, what's next? I'm sorry.
We got Colts and Titans.
Who?
This is going to be a good game.
Old double sprain.
Double sprain.
Oh, man. Can we call a tie?
How do you do that? How do you sprain both ankles?
When Aaron Donald tackles you like
yeah,
that.
I was gonna say, poor Carson Wentz, because to the empty mind, it would look like he's just really fragile. But dude, the way he gets hit for some reason, that dude's got to be the most unlucky quarterback to ever play the game. Well, maybe maybe not ever. I've seen Alex Smith go through some shit.
Well, you remember a couple years ago, whenever he tore his ACL, he did that diving into the end zone.
And it wasn't the dive that did it. It was when he got into the end zone. It was the hits of them trying to hit that they hit his knees.
It's like, dude,
So unnecessary.
Unnecessary, but they won the game, by the way. Not unnecessary. But just really unlucky for sure.
Division game, man. These are always good.
Give me the Titans at home. They need the win more, I think. Colts are 0-2, but I think that this is more of a must-win for the Titans.
I think, give me the Titans. I think I think if they do the same thing with Derrick Henry as they did last week, just absolutely force feed the ball, they'll be all right.
That's how you win.
Titans.
That's how you win. You got to do that with Derrick Henry.
on the back of Henry. Tighten up.
Tighten up. I like that. That's fun. I'm gonna have to defend why I said that it's a more of a must-win for the Titans than it is for the Colts. It's worse for the Titans to go 1-2 than it is for the Colts to go 0-3, and the reason is that the Titans have so much invested in 3 players that they cannot start the season under 500.
Yeah,
this late. Sorry,
especially you got with that game being at home.
Yeah,
you got to take care of business at home.
Yep, absolutely.
In division, got to.
And it's a two-way tie right now with Tennessee and Houston.
Yeah, Houston's on fire.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Houston is technically leading the division right now with a 1-0 record in the division.
With that offensive line being so good, why is Carson getting hit so much? I have a real issue with that, and he's got to learn to give up on the play.
He's holding the ball, just trying to make the big play, trying to show that he still got it. Holding the ball.
But that's gonna get you benched. It's hurting him. You gotta learn to get rid of the football.
Literally and figuratively hurting him.
We're not gonna put Sam Eason in. I get that, but at the same time, it's like, dog, you gotta realize you're a little fragile. Get rid of the football. Live to fight another day.
Throw the ball away.
I'm taking.
Yeah, literally. I mean, they have a fantastic offensive line. I don't know if the weapons are just not getting open enough, but he's got to do something. He's getting paid a lot of money.
What weapons do they have?
They got Zach Pascal, T.Y. Hilton is hurt,
Pittman.
Michael Pittman,
Those
Jack
guys
Doyle.
Are all number 2s on other teams.
I was about to say so.
Jonathan Taylor.
Well, the running back
Naheem
core is a little
Hine.
different. Yeah.
The backfield's good.
Yeah, the backfield's fantastic. Run the ball 100. Do what Cleveland does. Run the ball 40 times a game and throw it 20.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah.
Make Baker Mayfield look like the MVP. All right, let's rapid fire a couple off here. Skip any really good ones.
All right. We got the Falcons and the Giants. Taking the Giants.
Giants.
Yeah, give me the Giants at home.
On the back of Saquon.
Give me the Falcons.
Better be.
Yeah, give me the Falcons.
Okay, fair enough.
We got Bengals Steelers.
Bengals Steelers. Give me the Bengals. I'll take the Bengals in the upset here. Steelers don't look that
Okay.
great.
I'll take the Steelers in the division matchup.
Bengals. Burrow puts it together this week.
I gotta go with the Bengals. The Steelers are old and hurt.
TJ Watt's out.
Yeah.
Cards Jags.
Give me the Cardinals in a blowout.
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
I'm definitely going Cardinals as well. That is the team. I think that's the team to beat in the NFC West right now. I like them more than the Rams.
Damn, the NFC
Okay.
West is stacked though. Golly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice over there.
We got Jets Broncos.
I'm gonna take the Broncos reluctantly.
I'll take the home team in Denver.
On the back of Teddy Bridgewater with his 0 interceptions so far this year, give me the Broncos.
Don't bet against Teddy, baby.
Teddy Two Gloves is the man.
Teddy Two Gloves, yes sir.
So all Broncos?
Broncos big.
Yep.
We got Raiders and Dolphins.
Oh God, the Raiders. It hurts, but I almost think that we don't score again. We might kick a couple field goals, but we're not getting in the end zone.
Well,
Yeah, give me.
Bo said a little bit ago, he goes 2 weeks in a row, Dolphins won't score.
Yeah.
It's very possible. Give me the Raiders.
Raiders.
Hey, how about John Gruden possibly going 3-0?
He's building something special over there.
John Gruden 3-0, and if he wins today, they will be number 1 in the division.
Yeah.
Imagine.
What's with the freaking West? The West divisions. AFC West looking good. NFC West looking good. Like, damn.
Can we give Jacoby some credit though? Like I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that he gets knocked like this.
No, Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah.
He's a very solid backup quarterback, but the problem is we just know like the offensive line's very suspect, and Jacoby Brissett he's not a screen thrower. Like he's the guy that you want to get the ball downfield, like, and he's not good at those 5 to 10 yard passes, which the Dolphins are kind of built around. So, but with Will Fuller back, maybe, but does he have time? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm glad we have somebody like Jacoby Brissett to fall on, and when you're going to have Tua as your starter, you have to have a good backup because the dude's fragile.
Would you have rather keep Fitzpatrick?
No.
Oh, I would have.
No, I just
Money. He's cheaper.
yeah. Jacoby's cheaper. He can get out of the pocket, and when you had a bad offensive line, once again, you got to be able to get out of the pocket.
I mean, I wouldn't say that Fitzpatrick doesn't know how to get out of the pocket. He led Miami's rushing last year.
2 years ago, but yeah.
2 years ago. I'm sorry about that.
Yep.
2020 was kind of a blur.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What you got?
We got Vikings and Seahawks.
No Dalvin
this
Cook.
is
Give me
a-
the Seahawks.
Ooh. Is this a primetime game?
No, I think it's at 3.
3?
Yeah, 3:25.
Ooh.
What is the primetime game tonight?
Oh, Niners and Packers.
Yeah, Niners Pack.
Why? Jeez, can we flex the schedule? All right.
Give me the Hawks.
Great week to be a Minnesota Viking. Give me Minnesota.
Here we go.
Skull.
I need
Stupid.
I can't just let you say that. I need to know why.
Yeah, you can't. Yep, you're not gonna be able to.
With
fudge
Dalvin
it.
with Dalvin Cook being out, they opened the pass up behind Kirk Cousins, who had his greatest game as a Minnesota Viking last week. And
Okay.
I love the tandem of Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. I love that tandem.
I do think that that's a great wide receiver duo, and I think Cousins does play good today because he's going to have to, and I think that he's going to be able to get them within 2 scores. But that's the best that's going to go.
Fantasy wise, Minnesota's going to have a good day. Real world football, I mean, I say Seahawks by 10, 13.
Yeah,
Oh.
fair enough.
So we got the Niners and the Packers.
Packers.
Ooh.
Packers roll.
Give me Niners.
Okay, we got to hear this take again.
So if you look at their team, whenever they're healthy, that is always the question with San Fran. Whenever they're healthy, they made a Super Bowl run. They beat the absolute dog crap out of Green Bay both times. They played 3 times that year. All 3 times they played. Yeah, you're missing a couple running backs, but you got Trey Sermon back. But
They're missing all of them except Trey Sermon. They just signed 2 running backs off the practice squad. They're missing all of them, Drew.
I don't think Green Bay's got it this week. Give me San Fran.
I'm gonna take Green Bay, and I'll tell you why. Their secondary is depleting. San Fran's. Who's going to cover Devontae Adams? Who's covering him? And obviously, Green Bay showed that Aaron Jones can run and do whatever he wants at the backfield. So now that those 3 are back in tandem, the 2 Aarons and Devontae, it's going to be good luck, San Fran. Aaron Rodgers and company by 17.
All right.
I'm taking the Niners on this one.
Taking the Niners? Why?
Yeah. I like that defense a lot, and I really believe in them a decent amount. And then on top of that, I feel like if things start to go sideways, I feel like they're gonna stick Trey in there some more.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hope so, man.
Fair.
Zach Lesnar is agreeing with me and RJ, saying 49ers over Green Bay. Green Bay always struggles with a healthy Niners team.
They do struggle with a healthy Niners team, especially Aaron Rodgers, and that's why I think they win, because he's out here to prove now how valuable he is.
But this isn't a healthy Niners team. Like they lost Raheem Mostert, which that wasn't a surprise to anybody. They've lost 3 other running backs. They have 1 healthy running back that knows the playbook.
Well, right now, according to CBSSports.com, they have a defensive lineman, Kevin Givens, and Jermichael Hasty. They're the only 2 people who are listed as out. You have Elijah Mitchell as doubtful, and then you have Arik Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, and Emmanuel Mosley are all questionable. Other than that, they're pretty healthy.
And then they lost their number 1 corner to a torn ACL against the Lions. So again, I don't know who's going to cover Devontae Adams.
All right, who we got Monday Night Football?
We got the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
Thank God I have softball.
RJ, you don't have to ask my take. You know who I'm taking.
Yeah, he's gonna take the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yep. I am actually gonna pick Dallas to win this game, but I do think it's gonna be a fun one to not watch.
Oh my God, here we go.
I'm just glad I have softball. Monday night games have been weak so far.
I agree with you. I think the Monday game should be a little bit better.
I think it's gonna be a good game.
It'll be fun.
It's always good between those 2, but out of all the games this weekend, I think there's only one good game this weekend going into it.
There's a couple good games this weekend. The Chiefs and Chargers just don't exist.
Oh man, that'll be fun.
We didn't make that pick.
Yeah,
no, we're going back. We're going back to the good ones.
Okay.
We're spending a lot of time on the garbage ones here.
Oh, got it. But yeah, I'm interested to see how Micah Parsons does again as a pass rusher, because they moved him from the Mike to replace DeMarcus Lawrence's absence, and he did really well. I was very impressed with the pass rush against Justin Herbert last week. I'm interested to see how Jalen Hurts does against our garbage secondary, as well as Devontae Smith, because I have Devontae Smith in fantasy football. So we'll see how that goes. But Dak and company are going to do well. I will say too, again, in week 3, Tony Pollard will have more rushing yards than Ezekiel Elliott.
Dallas.
All right, I am with the Eagles by myself over here. Cool.
Oh, okay.
I kind of want to go Philly now.
I almost
go ahead.
I want to switch to the Eagles, but I just Dallas at home. They got the zebra stripes on their side when they're there.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, it's not. That's not a lie.
The zebra effect was pretty good last week in LA. I was like, oh, is this a home game?
Yeah, exactly. And the only time you didn't get it was week 1, and that's because you're playing the only other person worse with getting the zebra stripes, and that's Tom Brady.
Oh, I can't wait till we talk about this next week. Next week, Tom Brady in Foxborough. Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be a good segment.
We got more to talk about with Tom Brady today, though. All right, let's get through some other picks because that's our big game of the week, I think.
So we got the Chiefs and the Chargers.
Good game, Chiefs.
Ooh.
Chiefs need to win. They got to bounce back, but I do think that Chargers defense is pretty nasty. The secondary is great. Could be more interesting than I think.
It's another tough one because this is a division game. Is it played in Arrowhead or is it playing in LA?
It's in LA.
At SoFi.
Give me the Chargers.
Oh no! The Chargers. It's got to be in KC. Because today's Tom Brady's first ever game.
in LA.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, give me KC then. Whoever's at home, give me that team. Just because I feel like if it was at Arrowhead, that crowd's gonna be crazy over there. Yeah, give me Kansas City.
Chargers.
I'm rocking with the
Gold
Chargers.
Chargers.
As well.
You're going with the Chargers too?
Yeah, I love Justin Herbert and what that offense is building. And that defense looked terrible last week.
Dolphins
And Lamar's not a quarterback, and he was throwing the ball great.
Should have been my QB1.
So my man Justin's finna spin it.
Be fun.
Okay,
3 tuds at least.
J Herbo.
I like that. I like
No
that take though. I like
interceptions.
it.
I'm going clean.
Hey, them Noll boys in the secondary are pretty nasty too. Derwin and Asante. Asante with his first pick last week.
Yeah. It's going to be a good game, but I just think the home crowd is going to make a difference, honestly, with this.
I don't go homer too often, but I just want to praise that the top the lowest passer ratings when being targeted in the NFL. Actually, the lowest 3 are number 1, Jalen Ramsey, number 2, Asante Samuel, number 3, Xavier Howard. So all 3 with ties to Kyle Wright.
DBU.
To Kyle Wright.
Yep. I actually watched Derwin James get stretchered off the field when he was at FSU after he tore his ACL. So he got right in front of me because I was in the first row.
It's a wonderful memory.
Get well soon, Derwin. He's finally 4 years later playing healthy. All right, let's go. What else?
Saints Pats.
Pats. Pats.
Ooh, yeah, Patriots.
Talk about playing against the Zebras. We're playing in New England. Patriots.
Go ahead and say the Saints there, RJ.
I'm scared. No, I'm actually scared for Mac.
Oh.
Sean's a good defensive coordinator. He doesn't get
Okay.
enough credit for rookie quarterbacks. He's going to give him a couple of issues. We'll be okay. We'll get through it.
Okay.
But it's gonna be rough, and we got to deal with Jameis.
We got a shout out from Chef Chris on here saying Kyle. This is in all caps, by the way. Kyle always going homer. LOL. Love the DBU though. He right.
FSU's DBU. We've established that. All right. What do we got? Last game, NFC Championship Preview, possibly.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think the Rams will beat the Packers in the
Whoa.
playoffs.
Ooh.
I think
You don't think they'll be in the playoffs?
I think Carolina and Arizona have something to say about that.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Think Sam Darnold's going to lead them to the NFC Championship.
If they can get CMC back,
Dude,
that
stop.
all
Can we
he
hit that
has
button,
to
please?
all
Can we
he
hit that
has to
button?
do is be a manager. He has to Teddy
It's
Bridgewater.
3 weeks. It's 3 weeks there,
Yep, go
Drew.
ahead, hit it
We
again.
got 14
Hit it
more
again.
weeks to go.
Take.
All right.
It's 3
My guy.
weeks.
All right.
Calm down.
All right. Hey,
He wants to. I'll tell you what he's trying to do. He got offered a trade, Jalen Hurts for Sam Darnold, not even for Sam Darnold. He got offered a trade with Jalen Hurts being involved, and he's doing everything he can to feel better about denying it because he's riding Sam Darnold in fantasy.
give me
Sam
now,
Darnold's a
Sammy
guy.
D. Give me Sammy
If you
D.
were to tell me that after 3 weeks that Carolina could be a wild card team, that I will have a discussion with because that is a possibility because that defense does look great. The offense is doing enough. But if Christian McCaffrey being out for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, does that have some effect? That will have some effect because you don't know how the defense is going to transpire with having Chuba Hubbard as the number 1 guy back there. We don't know if Sam Darnold's going to sling the ball 40, 50 times a week now.
Hey, I wouldn't sleep on Chuba though.
And you lose what's it called too? You lost J.C. Horn, so you lose your
JC,
number 1.
yep.
Yes, sir, absolutely. So we don't know, man. Drew, we're talking about a team that could lose 4 games in a row. Now they're
Sammy D.
so now we're looking at it differently. But as far as this I want to hear this take you had, RJ. The Rams not making the playoffs. Did I hear that correctly? I'm a little deaf.
The Rams will make the playoffs. I don't think they'll beat the Packers in the playoffs.
Oh.
So you think it's going to come down to like Bucks Packers again?
Yes, because I feel like, in my opinion, Matthew Stafford's going to get there, play the Packers for the first time, and it's his first time being in the playoffs. Like, it's going to be too big of a moment, in my opinion, for him. He's going to freak out a little bit. I'm not ready for this.
He's been in the playoffs before.
Lose that game.
He's been in the playoffs like 4 times, but
not
he's
that
0-4.
Yeah, not that. Like, he going to get to the stage and be like, oh, I'm 1 game away.
But that's not his fault. Like, this, you got to figure, he was with the Lions.
It's
like,
Detroit.
they don't know. Detroit's
understand.
never won it. Detroit's in the existence of their entire franchise, they've never won a playoff game ever. So it's not his fault. But I do think that I agree with Kyle that this is going to be the NFC Championship matchup, just because Stafford's a great quarterback and that defense is so good that finally he gets a little help if he messes up. But I'll get to the pick here. This game is in LA. The secondary is a little weak for Tampa, but you still got the GOAT over there. Give me Tom Brady and the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm. It's really hard to pick against Tom Brady in prime time, so I'm going to take the Bucks as well. But it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a great game.
Rams.
Bucks.
The Rams will have to
17-0.
The Rams will have to do the same
Who
thing
can?
that. Huh?
The Bucks.
You think the Bucks go 17-0?
The Bucks could actually go 17-0.
I'll tell you
This
what.
is the game I'm worried about them losing.
They're not going to do it because they got to play the Dolphins this year. And I'm not saying that the Dolphins are good. I've said on here that the Dolphins are trash. But
I don't homer very much, but they're gonna lose to the Dolphins.
Marcus Weisner, who is Tom Brady's kryptonite?
It's the Dolphins in Miami.
The Dolphins in Miami.
I don't know what it is, man, but
He can't beat them. He can't beat them. It's weird.
But,
is it in
it's-
Tampa or in Miami?
It's in Miami.
Ooh,
It's in Miami.
Okay,
But
okay.
no, if in order for the Rams to beat the Bucks, Matthew Stafford will have to throw the ball at least 55 times. They have to do what Dak and Dallas did. They have to. I mean, Dallas didn't run the ball a lot against this fantastic front seven. You can't do it.
Dallas also has no run game besides Tony Pollard. Zeke's trash. He's done, bro.
He's not doing good, man. I'm on a love-hate thing with him right now. I don't know what Jerry and company are going to do with that situation.
Give Tony Pollard the ball 25 times tomorrow.
Yeah,
But then
I hope so.
What do you say to Zeke at that point? Like, I've paid
that's
you.
that's the problem is
Quit eating.
because they paid Zeke all that money for Zeke to do his previous year, like what he was able to do then, and he's just not the same player anymore. He just isn't.
This is why you don't pay running backs too soon.
going back a little bit, the game is actually in Tampa. Thank you, Zach Lesnar.
The Dolphins game?
Yeah.
We can still beat them.
If it's whatever.
Tampa
yeah,
will be a little
Tampa.
different. But okay.
We got any other games to cover?
Nope, that's it, man. That's it. I mean, we'll see. I mean, the NFC is pretty wide open right now, but we do this every year, right? With teams like Seattle, because right now they look like they're going to be very hard to beat, even though they lost last week to Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
So they look like they're going to be hard to beat, and so does Arizona. But I mean, it's going to be hard for these guys to keep the pace. And one thing that everybody's losing track of is that there's 17 games this year.
Yeah,
it's easy to forget that extra game goes a long way. So, I mean, the NFC's wide open. It could be the NFC Championship Preview, but the Stafford stay healthy. Like, listen, the Rams really, Darrell Henderson's been okay, but with no Cam Akers, their run game's suspect. So it's going to be tough for them to be able to, like, break that glass ceiling. Like, and they're Cooper Kupp away right now from not being that good. What happens if, like, Cooper Kupp gets hurt?
It's fair. I mean, is Robert Woods going to be that guy that takes over as that
right
favorite target of his?
Right. I mean, we'll see. I mean, like I said, it's a long season. Maybe they play all 17 games, but that's going to be hard to do. Do.
Zach's over here killing me, man.
It
He
is a
says
long
Dolphins
season.
over Vegas. Jacoby Brissett, 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. I love the optimistic over there, Zach. I appreciate that.
I love that. Wake and bake on a Sunday. Respect my guy.
Shout out Zach, baby.
Respect my guy.
Kobe just throwing it all across the yard. I would love to see it.
Hey,
Yeah.
But
I'm here for it.
I got nothing but respect for Jacoby Brissett. I mean, I've loved the dude since he was at NC State. I know he came from Florida originally, but when he transferred to NC State, he was good.
I count him as NC State.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I still count Russell Wilson as NC State.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you were at Wisconsin for a hot 3-month period.
Wisconsin.
Right, yeah.
Threw a couple dots and left for Seattle forever. Like, you're not really a Wisconsin. You're not a Badger, man.
Yeah.
Wolfpack. Whoop. All right.
He was a graduate transfer, wasn't he?
Think so. You guys ready to get out of here? I want to go watch some
Yes, sir.
football. You guys hyped?
I'm
do
down.
it.
Absolutely, man.
Drew and Marcus, thank you guys as always. Make sure you listen to the Fantasy Football MD podcast with these two guys. They do a great job on that show. Not giving opinions, just talking. They do a great job talking. Maybe listen for their style, not their opinions.
Like weathermen, like
exactly.
We present something, but we're never right.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. That's a great comparison. The weathermen of fantasy football, Drew and Marcus, every Thursday on Fantasy Football MD. Also on Fridays, make sure you check out the Right On Squared Circle. It's a wrestling podcast. Shout out to Dan Gonzalez. He smoked it this week by himself on that show. Stepped up in a big way. Check that out on Spotify. Also, Nerd Culture Undisputed. Shout out to RJ over here for helping me get the editing together on all that. Nerd Culture's getting big. We got Venom coming out next Friday. So hyped. Before the next episode of the Right On Squared Circle, Venom will be out. Before the next episode of the Right On Sports Show, Venom will be out. So next Sunday might be a little interesting for us, but man, we got a lot of stuff popping. So go check out. I mean, that's on our YouTube channel right here with the other with the Right On Sports Show. Everything else that we're running, we got a brand new podcast starting this week, the Cancel Us podcast with James Harris and Rachel Sloan. Can't wait for that. Can't wait to get that started. A lot of big things in the works. So keep your eyes on the Right On Network Facebook page, and always make sure you subscribe on YouTube, like us, follow us, do whatever you can. If you want to be a part of the team, hit us up. So we are going to get out of here. Let me go ahead and mute USB. Let me go ahead and mute everybody except for me because I didn't do that earlier and I'm an idiot. Marcus, make sure you mute your microphone because that's apparently something we're going to have to do. And everybody else, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Right On Sports Show. Find the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Or find the guys on YouTube at Right On Sports and hit that subscribe button to be notified when they go live. In the meantime, check them out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Right On Sports.